Hello and welcome back to UMFS Live. This is episode 1 of season 3. I'm Nate, the communications specialist here at UMFS, and it's a privilege for me to host these interviews. Many thanks to all of you for following along. Like I said, we're kicking off season 3, episode 1. I'm going to go here and dial in our first guest season, and it's the holiday season at UMFS and everywhere else, and this is an especially important time of year for our organization, and especially a grateful time for our organization where we see countless examples of kindness throughout the year, but especially this time of year. So who better to feature on this season of UMFS Live than our development team? And today I have Katie with us. Hello, Katie. Good
Hey
afternoon.
Nate, so
It's so
excited to be here.
and it's so good to see you. I know that this is an incredibly busy time for your team. You're kind of the nerve center that coordinates the many generous donors and volunteers who support the children, teens, and families we serve. But I just wanted to take a few minutes and let our audience get to know you and learn a little bit more about development. So let's jump right in. Tell
Sounds
us
good.
Tell us about your journey, Katie, to UMFS. How long have you been with the organization? How did you become an unwavering champion for children and teens?
Yeah, so it's funny. I've been with the agency for 9 years. 2022 will be my 10th year, which I'm just crazy proud of. But there's this old cliche in fundraising or in the development field where a lot of people who are in this career kind of fall into their positions or fall into development. And that is totally what happened in my case as well. I was working for an organization, a different nonprofit in DC. I'm a Richmond native, so wanted to return home and be closer to family, and just was lucky enough to be actually playing on a softball team with one of our colleagues who still works for the agency. And she told me about this amazing nonprofit organization and some of the work that was being done at UMFS. And I said, gosh, I would love to be part of that. So took a chance and submitted an application, and my supervisor at the time took a chance on me, and I'm grateful for that. And here we are almost 10 years later. And if you're thinking about a career in development, go for it because it is awesome.
Right. And so that's amazing. 10 years. And that's what I hear a lot from our guests is the longevity of employment. And it's so nice to see that. But I mean, you are now director of fund development. You've worked at a lot of different levels, and you've really enjoyed it and really taken it to a next level for yourself. And I know that the organization appreciates it. So we're grateful for you and we appreciate that. This work can be tough though, right? It can also be really rewarding like we've talked about. Tell us, Katie, what keeps you coming back?
Yeah, Nate, you said it so right. I have such deep admiration and respect for our colleagues who are doing that direct service work and working with our youth and families. For me, I think, of course, the obvious answer is just getting to see the impact that our agency and our program has on the youth and families that we serve and also on our colleagues. But for me, it's a little different too, because in development, I really see my work and what I do as almost being like a conduit. So I am helping to connect social investors to causes that they care about. So getting to share what we do and the story of the youth and families that we serve, and then getting to tell them, the people who choose to support that work, about the impact that their donations have made on that child or on that family is so rewarding, because it means I've done a good job of helping to, again, just connect people who want to help to something that they're passionate about. So getting to tell them, hey, look at this building that you've helped create, or, oh my gosh, I want to tell you how this, how your support has helped us to serve over 2,000 families each year. Like, that is incredibly rewarding. That is what definitely keeps me coming back and keeps me in love with this type of work.
And we have such a vast network, right, of supporters and community partners throughout Virginia that
Yeah.
just see the mission, and it's so nice to see that in action through their generosity. So I know that that's got to inspire you. So when you're not working with partners in the community in building connections, generally educating people, what about you? What do you like to do to unwind?
Yeah, so I've called Richmond home I'm 35, and I've called Richmond home for 35 years. So I love exploring everything that this city has to offer. We have such a great resource with the James River. So going out, walking, exploring, checking out new restaurants or new breweries in town. I love doing that. And then Nate, you know this about me. I'm a little bit of a nerd. So it is not unusual for me to unwind over the weekends with a good Netflix binge or watch a few movies. So I enjoy doing that when I'm not sharing stories about UMFS.
Yeah, we're joined today by Katie in our development office. And for those of you watching, I used to work in the development office, and Katie and I used to talk a little bit about movies, and especially
Yeah.
around Halloween, we would connect on some similarities there. So
Yes.
I'll to have a chance to catch up on that when we can. Let me ask you, is there something you've learned through your work at UMFS that's impacted you personally? And can you elaborate maybe on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can authentically say how much of an impact this organization has had on my worldview personally, especially when it comes to what defines a family and what it means to be a family and to have a family. I'm so privileged to have grown up with just wonderful parents, a great family support network, and just to be have the privilege to hear about how people can come together and create just this network of support for some of the youth that we serve at UMFS. Just completely turned upside of my head, just what it means, what family really means, and what the definition of that is. Also, just the fact that your challenges, your obstacles, your story, what you've been through, isn't your ending. That isn't what defines you. And that's something that I've really taken personally to heart, and has helped me grow personally as a human. So UMFS has definitely given me a lot in terms of just opening my worldview and keeping my mind open about the experiences of others. And that's impacted me profoundly.
Thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful. And, I hear that often from our guests on this show, but really from our partners in the community. We've got such great donors and volunteers who are able to see something, whether it's in the youth we serve or really the organization as a whole. So that's really nice to hear your perspective, because I think there's a common thread there about people who look at the work that's being done at UMFS and really look at the impact that it has on the young people and the families that we serve, and that gets them inspired. So thank you for sharing.
Beautifully said. Yes, agreed.
Thank you. So we are speaking with Katie from our development office. You can learn more about UMFS development at umfs.org/get-involved. You can also visit umfs.org/campaign to learn about the capital campaign that Katie has been heading up here for, oh gosh, how long has that been?
About 4 years now. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So definitely go there and check that out and learn more about that project. If you're inclined to support the work we do, we're grateful for any help. So thanks, Nate.
of course. And anyone who's familiar with UMFS, our Richmond campus here on Broad Street, will see that there's a lot of activity over the past several months. We've got development on our front lot, and we have some new buildings going up in the heart of our campus, New Child and Family Healing Center, which is our residential program. So that is all intertwined with the capital campaign. So we wanted to make sure we mentioned that while we had the opportunity. And I want to move on, if we can, as we're rounding things out. Katie, what does the holiday season mean to you, and what are you looking forward to most this year?
Oh, Nate, I think you opened this episode perfectly by saying the busyness of my department, but it's such a wonderful busyness. It really is like North Pole Central in our department, just because of the outpouring of generosity from our volunteers, from our donors, from our church partners and other community partners who just want to provide some type of support to the children and families that we serve. And that is just so powerful, so humbling. If you went into the building where I worked, it's just filled with Christmas presents from people who have sponsored the kids that we serve. So the holidays really mean to me that just season of giving, that season of giving back, that season of reaching out to someone that you can support if you have the means. And that is really special. So this is a really magical and special time at UMFS. For me personally, it's all about spending time with my family. I'm really looking forward to visiting my older brother in Charleston. I haven't been down there in a couple of years in pandemic world, so I'm looking forward to seeing them down there. But yeah, this is truly a really special season, and I just want to thank everyone who has donated or given their time or just have kept UMFS in their thoughts during this time. So y'all are amazing.
Katie, you're amazing. Thank you for joining us for UMFS Live. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the work you and your team are doing. Again, for everyone watching, I want to thank you for tuning in to our first episode of season 3 of UMFS Live. You can learn more about Katie and the development team at umfs.org/get-involved or umfs.org/campaign. You can also visit umfs.org/donate. I want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. We're going to be here with more episodes of UMFS Live featuring other folks from our development team. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and right here on Instagram, where we'll be posting information about who our next guests will be. Thanks very much, Katie. I'll be talking to you soon. And to everyone watching, have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you, Nate.